This is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. I'm at the Cosmopolitan Hotel today for the top-ranked triple header. We're at the post-fight press conference. With me, I've got the very lovely CHRYSTINA Ponchher. How are we doing, CHRYSTINA?
Good, James. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good.
Firstly and foremost, can you talk to me about what we've just witnessed tonight?
Well, we witnessed a lot of good fights, a couple questionable decisions depending on how you like to score fights.
Indeed.
But all around a good round of boxing. I don't want the judges' decisions and the close fights being the Benavidez-Herrera fight and then obviously the Bradley Chavez fight to sway anybody from the actual great boxing we saw in the ring tonight. So
talk to me a little bit about the main event first. Timothy Bradley versus Diego Chavez. It's been given a draw.
Yeah.
There's different people, different scores, different things. Can you talk to me about what you thought, how it went?
I thought Bradley won the fight. I'll say that. I thought that in the first probably 4 or 5 rounds, it was more of a Diego Chavez style with them both kind of mixing it up in the middle of the ring, and then I felt like a shift kind of happened towards the middle rounds, maybe 6 through 9, where Timothy was very effective boxing him, moving the headbutts that caused the eye and the cheek to swell. Really, I think was a factor towards the end because Chavez was able to kind of continue to pepper that eye, and if you could see after the fight, I mean, he could barely see out of that eye. And I think Diego, maybe the last 2 or 3 rounds, did pretty well, but I didn't think he did enough to win the fight, in my opinion, from ringside. I obviously was on the commentary, so I like to go back and rewatch the fight without being on headset. But I thought that Bradley boxed very effectively. I was surprised by the draw.
Do you think Diego Chavez's roughhouse tactics maybe undermined his boxing a little bit?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think he fought dirty in this fight. I thought that he was able to kind of get Bradley to mix it up a little more than maybe Joel wanted Bradley to. And I actually think Diego showed some boxing skills towards the end of the fight, which I wasn't expecting from him. So maybe it won him some of those late rounds. I didn't get a chance to look at the official scorecards as far as what rounds they gave to Chavez versus Bradley, but I'm definitely going to go take a look at that to see kind of where they were coming from on the scoring.
It's interesting because here in the States you get given the scorecards, all the press are issued a scorecard.
Yeah.
In England we don't get that luxury.
Really?
So it's really interesting to
yeah,
see
you get
that.
them after the fact,
Exactly
but
that, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to take a look yet.
Talk to me a little bit about Andy Lee winning the WBO middleweight
Oh
title.
yeah, Andy Lee, man.
Matvey Korobov, top-ranked fighter. It must be a little bit disappointing for top-ranked that Andy Lee's come here and literally knocked him spark out.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't take anything away from Andy and his performance and what he was able to do. I think Matt got caught with that right punch that Andy Lee throws that's so devastating, that right hook. But the thing that I think that Korobov and his corner maybe could have egged him on to do is maybe take a knee at that point. I think there was maybe 13, 14, 15 unanswered punches before the referee came and stopped the fight. So maybe had he had the composure, the experience, or the knowledge to maybe drop down to a knee, maybe could have recovered. But he didn't. Andy was smart with keeping on the pressure and won the middleweight title, middleweight champ, and good for him. It couldn't have happened to a better guy, and he's won his last 5 fights since his first title opportunity, and with him dedicating this fight to Emmanuel Stewart, I think Emmanuel's very proud of him tonight.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. It could not happen to a nicer man than Andy Lee.
I agree.
He's such a gentleman. Yes. He's such well-spoken. Even after the fight, I see him going around taking selfies with all the fans.
Yeah.
And
he's like, thank you to this, thank you to this.
He's a general good guy, isn't he?
He is. And then he's been in some tough fights. And, he told me this week, he's like, this fight couldn't have happened at a better time, CHRYSTINA. I'm so ready for this opportunity. I know I deserve to be middleweight champion in the world. And he won it fair and square.
A little bit of controversy in Mauricio Herrera versus Jose Benavidez.
Yes.
But judging by the social media, a lot of people had Herrera up a couple of rounds. The scorecard was very wide from 2 of the judges, very wide in favour of Benavidez. Do you think that was a fair decision, or are we feeling sorry for Herrera looking at the past things that's happened to him?
I don't know if anybody feels sorry for him. I mean, he still is like highly respected and highly regarded amongst the media and the boxing fans and other fighters. But I mean, there was some rounds in that fight I felt were really hard to judge. I mean, I know that Benavidez had his backs on the ropes a lot, but I felt like he was pretty effective blocking a lot of those shots. But Herrera's activity was just so high, and he just outpunched him and threw more and more punches. And I just had the feeling that when Benavidez wanted to turn it on, he could. When he wanted to box and move and be effective, he could. And I don't know if he did that enough for me. I had it obviously a really close fight. I even was honestly leaning a little bit towards Herrera than Benavidez. I know he's a top-ranked fighter, but I don't. It was Herrera's first 12-round fight. I think he was saving a little bit too much. Benavidez's first 12-round fight. But I think if people want to see him do it again, I think we'd be in for an even better fight.
I would love to see that fight again.
Round
I really
two.
Would.
Yeah.
Like, speaking to Jose Benavidez Sr., the way he said it is, we're not the judges. We're not responsible for how the judges score the fight.
Right.
He's in there fighting. So
right.
From his point of view, he's gone in there and done his job, hasn't
well,
he?
And Tim Bradley knows a little bit of something about that too. You know, he's got a lot of flack in his fight on the winning decision in the first Pacquiao fight, and now in a draw. You know, it's kind of it's boxing. That's all I have to say. It's the sport. It's just how it goes. The fighters go in there and fight. The trainers train their fighters, and unless it ends in a complete knockout, it's either in the referee or the judge's hands. And tonight it was in the judge's hands, and the decision went to Jose.
Are we likely to see Timothy Bradley versus Diego Chavez too? Is that a fight that Timothy, in your opinion, do you think it could happen?
I mean, I think it could. I don't know if it was a good fight. Maybe the fans would want to see it, but I think a lot of people had Bradley winning the fight. So would they mix it up again? I'm sure they both would be willing to. They would both probably love to settle the score, but I think Diego's happy with the draw and Tim not so much.
Okay, Marcel, you're looking very, very glamorous today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You've made a special effort for the show tonight.
Thank you.
Listen, thank you for giving me a bit of time. I'm going to let you crack on, do some real work, and we'll catch you again real soon.
All right. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays.